Imagine a man from the early 1900s believed to defy impossibilities. This is not just any man. This is Smith Wigglesworth, a British plumber turned preacher whose legacy still baffles historians. Born in 1859 in the industrial town of Bradford, Smith grew up amid the clamor of factory life. Despite his humble beginnings, he possessed a fervent belief in the power of divine healing. Before his transformation, Smith was an ordinary plumber, working long hours to make ends meet. However, even then, there was something extraordinary about his unwavering faith. Smith's journey into the realm of miracles began with the heart-wrenching illness of his youngest child. It was his moment of greatest despair that marked the beginning of his profound spiritual awakening. With tears in his eyes and a heart full of hope, Smith pleaded with God for his child's recovery. Little did he know, this desperate prayer would ignite a transformative power within him. Against all odds, his child recovered. This miraculous event didn't just bolster Smith's faith, it transformed it, setting him on a path that would lead him to perform incredible acts of healing. Shortly after, Smith began preaching. His compelling speeches, filled with stories of healing and hope, started drawing crowds, each person curious and searching for their own miracles. One of his first public healings was a woman crippled by illness, unable to walk for years. Smith's touch, infused with fervent prayer, saw the woman rise and walk, leaving onlookers astonished. News of his miraculous healings spread like wildfire. Smith traveled across Britain and later the world, performing acts that would defy logic and science. Revival meetings of the time were spectacles of faith. Smith's gatherings stood out as his reputation for performing the impossible grew. People flocked from far and wide, hoping to witness and experience a miracle. One such notable event was the healing of a man with a serious head injury. Smith announced that God had a plan for him. In moments, the miraculous happened. The bandages were removed to reveal a healed man. The press was no stranger to Smith's work. He became a subject of both wonder and skepticism, with headlines dubbing him the Miracle Man of Bradford, a title that stirred controversy as much as it did faith. Smith's healing methods were deeply rooted in his unwavering belief in the Bible. His interpretations were often literal and unapologetically bold, claiming that faith alone held the key to physical healing. Many of Smith's healings were instantaneous and astonishing. Followers spoke of feeling an inexplicable surge of energy coursing through their bodies, bringing vitality back into their lives. Doctors and scientists observed these phenomena with skepticism, often dismissing them as psychosomatic. Yet numerous documented cases pointed to inexplicable recoveries that left the medical community baffled. Perhaps the most extraordinary claim was his power over death itself. Multiple accounts arose of Smith allegedly raising the dead, each story more incredible than the last. One chilling tale recounts him praying over a woman's body for hours until she miraculously revived. Whether these stories were true or embellished, they solidified Smith's legendary status. Skeptics challenged these stories, pointing to the lack of verifiable evidence and labeling them as faith-based propaganda. However, many first-hand testimonies lent credence to these extraordinary claims. Smith's influence soon crossed the Atlantic. In America, his revivals attracted thousands, spreading tales of miracles that captivated and divided public opinion. In the U.S., Smith faced a varied audience. Some attendees came in desperate need, others out of sheer curiosity, and a few motivated by doubt, but all left profoundly impacted by what they witnessed. Technological advances of the time, like radio and print, amplified testimonies of Smith's healings, reaching homes far and wide. These broadcasts invariably spread hope and debate. Unlike traditional preachers, Smith's methods were unorthodox and often forceful. Critics argued his aggressive approach was more harmful than helpful, sparking heated discussions in religious circles. Religious authorities were divided. Some saw him as a demagogue, while others believed Smith was a prophet, heralding a new era of miraculous faith. Yet, miraculous stories never ceased. Couples who were infertile for years claimed that after a prayer from Smith, they became parents. It was these personal testimonials that bolstered his credibility. Despite the controversies, Smith's steadfast faith never wavered. He believed his ability to heal was not a personal power, but a divine gift bestowed upon those who truly believed. Smith continued his mission well into his later years, proclaiming that faith would outlast him and carry forward the message of divine healing. In 1947, Smith Wigglesworth passed away, leaving behind a legacy of debatable miracles and unwavering faith. His death was seen by many as the end of an era, but his influence lingered. Books and publications chronicling his life emerged, offering varied perspectives. Some viewed him as a charlatan, while others hailed him as a beacon of divine power. In contemporary times, Smith's legacy lives on in the practices of many faith healers who claim inspiration from his work, proving that his influence knows no bounds. Smith Wigglesworth challenged the realm of the possible, leaving an indelible mark on religious history. Was he a charlatan or a true servant of God? One thing remains clear: Smith defied death and healed thousands, forever altering the landscape of faith and miracles. What do you believe?